Good evening, my lords and my ladies. Sir Mater here, and this one's going out especially for Miss L. I told you I had something very special for you. I have on my Rennie hat. I'm going to be talking to you in my best Rennie voice. I hope you enjoy this video because I'm hoping that tonight we've got this Coleman lantern working again. I've had problems with it, so let's get back into working on it. Okay, as you remember from the last time, if you haven't seen it, I've got this almost put all back together. So we're going to finish it tonight. So right now I'm going to be putting in the little valve here. And this works the generator. I still have one more piece I need to put into it. And I get that right here. And this is that little brass piece I was telling you about, because it goes up and down. And on the end of the generator here, oh, I have more than one hand, it has a little hook. And what that hook does is it goes in here. If I can get it to turn right, it doesn't want to work. Anyways, it goes in right like that. And what it does, as you turn this handle here, it makes this go up and down. And if you remember from the last show, or last video, it's got a very fine piece of wire, and what it does, it cleans out this little tip. That's what it actually does. It cleans out the tip. That way, the fuel, as it comes out, it gets vaporized into a gas. Goes from, actually, once it starts up and this gets heated, as it comes up through here, it's coming up as a liquid, and as it gets hot, it turns it into a vapor to make it burn better. I don't think you can see me all that good. The light mustn't be all that good. I'll put my head up more. So we can't put that on just yet. What I've got to do is I've got to put this in, and it goes right in here. Now turn this. I've got to turn it because I've got to hold that because it's gotten a little eccentric as you turn this. There we go. What it does is it makes that little eccentric go up and down, up and down. Oh, my little 3/8 wrench. Now we got to tighten this up. And that's good enough. Now, for the next part, I do not remember what this part here is called. But this is the burner. You've got the two burners here that the mantles go on. I'll be showing you those in a moment. So now we're going to put this in, and it gets screwed down. That's all it does. These little Coleman lanterns, they are a marvelous invention. And I tell you, for something that was invented, I don't remember the exact year, but from what I remember, it's been about almost 100 years now. Don't quote me on that, because I could be wrong. I'm wrong on several things at times. For something that someone had come up with about 100 years ago, these things work marvelous. I'm surprised Merlin didn't come up with it. Bloody hell. For a magician that's supposed to be smart, he didn't come up with something like this. I am so surprised. King Arthur would be mad at him. So now we've got that. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to put my generator in and get it lined up with my hook. The hook all lined up, but I've got to put it up in here because this is where all the fuel and everything come up in. So now I'm going to drop this down just a little bit so I can get that, well, a little too much. That's fine. Get it put in there. Drop that down. Oh, yeah. And I get this all good and tightened up. What was I saying, Jimmy? Good and tight. I'm going to take my little 7/16 and get this tightened up here. Oh yeah, looking lovely. And of course, got to have my fuel valve. putting that on now. I don't know if I can get it to go on there. Sometimes these can be quite tricky. But I hope I haven't messed anything up when I was messing with it earlier. I think I might have, just a tad. Oh, bloody hell. Just have to make that try and work. And that's brass up in there, that's brass there. There's a little way I can go on there. No, I don't want to take that out. I might have to. Aha. Okay, gotta get. Yeah, I did kind of bugger it up some. Use my fancy equipment that Mother gave me. Oh, he's such a smart fella. There we go. Now I'm going to give it just a few little love taps. Got that on. Now I've got my this little screw. Holds that on. I hope you're enjoying this, El. I'm doing this all just for you. I hope the Mrs. Bear hope enjoying it as well. Right, now we've gotten that part done, I need my 9/16 so I can tighten up this little lock nut. Definitely this little lock nut, which it can be quite tricky to get in here too. That's not tight enough, but it. There we go. So it's not that easy getting in here. Sometimes you just gotta move it around here, a little bit there. I do know that there are special tools for doing this. Well, I don't work for the Coleman company, so they can bugger off. Let me do it my way. That sounds like a good song. I'll do it my way. That's getting there. Almost. Or as I like to say, almost counts on horseshoes, hand grenades, and atomic bombs. You can get just as close to them and still do some damage. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, so I've got that. Now, for the piece of resistance, or something like that, this right here, this is how you be able to get the air pressure into the font here. This is what they call a font. And that's where you put all your fuel at. And this is your pump. And all this is a nice little leather cup on here. It pressurizes everything in here. So what I'm doing is I'm just opening that up some. And I've got this, something I forgot to put on my table. Get me some of this good old 3-in-1 oil. Well, that's one thing that helps this cup. Excuse me. Keeps it all good and soft and helps it go in and out. It even says on the, it's even got it right on here. I don't know if I can show it to you, but it does say oil, and it's got a little hole right there. And all you do is you just put that on there, and what it does is it makes it seal up to the inside, so that way you can pump it up. Oh, and that is something I did forget to put over here. I forgot to put that little ring. Did I forget to? Where's my little ring? Oh no, y'all can't see my other little station over here I've got. That's a good thing. I know I've got it. Maybe I've got... I put some stuff up. Just bear with me. Well, that's no worries. I know it's here somewhere. That's like the old saying goes, if you're looking for something, you can't ever find it. And whenever you aren't even looking for it, boom, there it is. It'll slap you right in the face. Well, hopefully it don't slap me too hard. Because I know what I'm looking for. I know what it looks like. A little clip that holds the pump handle and everything in. I don't know why I've got it around here some bloody where. That's okay. I'll find it later. Of course, I could be looking right at it and not even seeing it. Okay, so we've got this. That's on there. Oh yeah, that's working fine. Now, I know I just put that other. Oh, I don't need this just yet, but I'm going to. Alright, so we've got this part working. Got that. Oh yes, indeed. Now, for the next fun. The mantles. These are something that I wound up going over to my local, as we say, Wally World. And unfortunately, they've decided to start carrying these in the store. And it's like, really? It was like, who was a bloody idiot deciding to do that? So now it's going to be difficult for me to find these. And the weird thing about these is they look like they're cloth. Well, they are in a way, but they are also metal. They have metal in there. So all you have to do is anytime, of course, you're working on one of these, you're going to have, these things get torn, they get destroyed with all the heat and the flame. And when you go to messing with them, like I did in the last video, they just turn to dust. So, unfortunately, you have to buy new ones every single time. I guess I got a bit of my pirate coming out in me. Arr! Well, I have been to Scarborough. Actually, matter of fact, I used to work at Scarborough Fair, which is now known as Scarborough Renaissance Festival. It's about 30 minutes away from me. And we have two others here in the great state of Texas. Oh yeah, Texas. It's the United States of Texas. That's what it should be. Anyway, besides Scarborough, which happens in April and May, runs all the way through to Memorial Day, we also have Sherwood Forest. And that is down in McDade. Is the name of the little town. And it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from our state capital of Austin. That one, well, they can't seem to make up their bloody minds when they want to operate. They seem to do it. They first started it up, and they were going February and March. Because Scarborough was April and May. So they didn't want to overlap. Well, now for some bloody reason, the owners decided to go, oh, we're going to start doing March and April. So now you've got an overlap of time for the same people doing Sherwood that do Scarborough for a month. And there's got a lot of them going, no, go back to the other. It was fine. Okay. Now, before we put any fuel in here, one of the things you have to do, you have to burn the mantles. As you can tell, they do burn quite nicely. And they will shrink in size. And if you don't get them all right away, once you get the majority of them all burnt, no problem. Because once you fire this thing up, it's going to burn the rest of them. Now I've got to clean my globe. Somehow, I don't know what it was, but somehow it looks like I got a piece of a rubber band in here. And it kind of melted to the inside. Okay. Now we've got that. Let's see, I've got that. Got that. Oh yeah, that's it. They're done there. I've got that put on. Now I need my lid. And I don't mean my hot. Let me put this other one on. And I just put the, oh there it is. Actually, you know what? First time to fire it up, I'm going to do it without this on there. Okay. Now, let's put some fuel in it. Let's give it some go-go juice. Because the problem I had with this is with that one piece wanting it to be loose, not allowing fuel to come up. So hopefully on this one I've got it fixed. I'm not going to put a lot in here. That should be enough, just for, as some other chops like to say, for test and tuning purposes, testing and firing purposes tonight. And little Miss L, I hope that little bear is having a wonderful time watching this video. Safety, gonna move this. Alright. Now, this is how you will have these normally. That is normally in the up position, because what that does is that has that needle come up and close off the generator. And it also has that tip that cleans it. So right now I'm going to open up this valve. I should close it a little bit. Open it up and put my thumb over the end of this, and we're going to start pumping up to build some pressure. Alright, we've got some pressure in there. Alright, if I've done everything correctly, and I'm sure I better have, this should have no problems lighting up. Well, maybe not. I'm not hearing any kind of pressure coming out. There we go, it's wanting to. Oh yes! Oh yes, I can tell you that from before, this did not want to light up that easy. It was so hard. I would literally have flames coming up this tall off of it, because with that one part not sealing, it wasn't allowing the right fuel. And when I did have the only way I could get it to, fire up, was to literally open this valve up all the way, which is not what you're supposed to do. And it was like then too much fuel coming out. I'm still trying to find that little clip. I know it's in here somewhere. I know I'll find it. Oh yes. And as you can tell, I've got it working perfect. Oh yeah, I've got that. That cleans that. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it really, once you clean the end of the generator tip, it will really allow more air and fuel to come out. Almost like a small jet engine in a way. That is so pumping. I love it. As someone used to say on a TV show from back in the 80s, about 30 years ago, that's about the best way I can do an impersonation of him. He had an A-team. Not a B-team, but an A-team. And always, whenever the mission was good, he would always put that cigar in his mouth, and he would always say, I love it when a plan comes together. And the always thing about with these Coleman lanterns is that you can take and fill these up, and if you do it right, you can have one of these run forever. If you go camping, you can take a 1-gallon can of fuel, last you 4-5 days, compared to having to go and buy propane, and you're buying them in those little containers. They don't last long. These are so much better. I know that Coleman's got a propane lantern, which is similar to this, but it does not, you cannot run it as long as one of these old ones running on the white Coleman fuel. As you can tell, it dimmed down, probably because there was some debris that's coming up from the inside of the tank. I turned the knob here, and it cleaned that jet out on the generator. Cleaned that tip out. As you can tell, it brightened up. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it really allowed a lot more the fuel and air to come through. Oh, I love this. Well, until the next time, until I come up with another video, which I'll have one probably in a couple of days, because I did see a young chap on there asking about, on the Sunday Night Bear Tool Talk, wanting to know about starting a mechanic's tool set. Well, I've got something that I will put together and put it on here for him. Until the next time, cheerio, pip pip, fare thee well, and God bless.